We have Canadian Shield.
Driver, start your engine!
The CASCAR Super Series makes its annual visit to Mosport International Raceway, and it's J.R. Fitzpatrick with his first career pole that will lead them into turn one. His teammate Don Thompson Jr., the current points leader, alongside the front row. Kerry Mix, this looks like a familiar scene. Kerry Mix up front at a road course. Remember his charge up through the field at the Molson Indy in Toronto last year. And how about DJ Kennington in the Castrol Dodge, looking for a victory here on the road course.
The stars of CASCAR have arrived at the famed Mosport International Raceway, where you have to be smooth yet fast and hit your marks at every corner in order to be successful.
Keep still there. You're clear.
Last time out at Barrie Speedway, it was Scott Steckley in his Dodge Charger that was smooth, fast, and cool as he drove his way into victory lane for the first time in his CASCAR career. Today, Steckley and Canada's best racers are at Mosport International Raceway for round 2 of the CASCAR Super Series. This is the Clarington 200 presented by Canadian Shield Anti-Crime Response Corporation. Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Dave Bradley along with Billy Rouse Jr. and Todd Lewis, as always, is trackside. We are back at Mosport International Raceway, track that the drivers look forward to coming to, but Billy, this is a tough 2.5-mile 10-turn road course, isn't it?
Well, it certainly is, Dave, and you know what? We have a lot of fun coming here because the speeds at Mosport are very high. The track is very, very technical. There's a couple turns here that if you miss, you're going to hit really hard, and you better have your chassis builder's number on hand because it's going to be big.
A few drivers making their first start in the CASCAR Super Series this season right here at Mosport. On board now with Kenny Hablouli, who is one of them. And there's a good look at DJ Kennington from the inside of his Castrol Dodge. DJ, like the rest of the field, already hunting down Don Thompson, as Don Thompson Jr. has command atop the CASCAR Castrol point standing. Scott Steckley, on the strength of that win at Barrie, is a solid second. Doug Brown in third, and J.R. Fitzpatrick rounds out the top 4.
Well, J.R. Fitzpatrick come in here and surprised everybody. Got around here in 126.935. That's 163 kilometers an hour. Very good for the young man.
Well, believe it or not, that is the youngster's first CASCAR pole in 25 tries, as we get a good look at him as he warms up the tires and gets set to lead the field to green for today's Clarington 200 event presented by Canadian Shield. We'll be back from Mosport International Raceway. We'll set the field for you. The Clarington 200 presented by Canadian Shield Anti-Crime Response Corporation is brought to you by Castrol Syntec. Outperforms all other leading motor oils. By Mopar, authentic performance. By Whelan Engineering. And by Canadian Shield Anti-Crime Response Corporation.
31 of the best cars in Canada lined up today here on this fast road course. That's our only American in the field. That's Mark Miller in the Carhartt Dodge.
Well, let's take a quick look at the Leland starting grid for today's event. On pole, as we mentioned earlier, is J.R. Fitzpatrick in that Milwaukee Tools Chevy. Outside him, Don Thompson Jr. has got a couple road race wins under his belt. Kerry Mix won at the Molson Indy last year. He'll start beside DJ Kennington. Row number 3 brings us another road race veteran, Peter Gibbons, and Ron Beauchamp Jr. in a pretty stout Mopar. Scott Steckley, winner of race number 1 at Barrie Speedway, will start inside of Mark Dilley in the 9. Dave Whitlock will roll off inside row number 5 alongside Jeff Lapsevich, also a road race ace. Then there's Brad Graham and Jim Lapsevich making up row number 6. Kenny Hablouli, as you mentioned, out of Australia, will start inside of Derek Lynch in the 77 Mopar. Joe Gonzalez in the 93 Bolton Performance Chevy will roll off inside of row 8, and there's Mark Miller. Ron Van Ness in the 11 will start inside of row 9 alongside John Fitzpatrick. Row number 10 brings us Doug Brown in the Napa Auto Pro Chevy, and Lane Venditelli is on the outside of him. Chad McGlynn in the Ford. Inside of row 11, outside of him, the 71 of Brian Cathcart. Marv Wilder will roll off in the 44 alongside newbie to the CASCAR Super Series, Jessica Sear. John Sumaris in the 41 and David Thorndike in the 67 make up row 13. Then the row 14 brings us Kenny Forth and Scott Watkins. Kent Noon in the 09 Noon Motorsports inside of row 15 alongside fellow rookie Jason Hathaway in the 3, and Robin Buck in the Lou's Barbecue 88 will roll off last on the field in the borrowed car.
Well, Robin's such a good road racer. That's why he's in that race car. Dave Jacobs looks at a good opportunity to put an ace in his race car here today. The Logos Auto Parts race analysis, 31 cars here today. This is a 10-turn road course. It's going to be 51 laps or 200 kilometers. It's really hot here today. It's actually warmer than we qualified. That'll make the track a little greasy.
Official CASCAR starter Sean Gibbs will wait until most of the cars are on the front straightaway here at Mosport International Raceway before letting them see green. J.R. Fitzpatrick will lead them down to the line for the first time ever in the CASCAR Super Series, and we're underway in the Clarington 200.
Well, talk all weekend about how much horsepower this 4 and 84 team have got. And there's Thompson pounding around on the outside. Now, Dave, he stayed up later than anybody last night looking for spring shocks, any combination that could make that car faster. I think he found something.
Definitely must have found something. He's our new leader in the Canadian Shield 200 with teammate J.R. Fitzpatrick tucked in behind. There's Kerry Mix looking for third, and he's going to get it underneath DJ Kennington going into corner 3. Good look at this huge field in the CASCAR Super Series as they power down the back straightaway going through corner 4 up towards Moss Corner.
Please take a look at that. Did you see the smoke coming out of the back of the 4 car as he made that entrance down into that tight corner? Had to keep an eye on that. That could be a problem. Thompson working a lot on his own race car. Not very often you see him with a mechanical problem.
On board now with the Castrol Dodge of DJ Kennington as we head down the Andretti Straight for the first time here at Mosport International Raceway. Your leader is Don Thompson Jr., followed closely by teammate J.R. Fitzpatrick in the Milwaukee Tools Chevy. Will he drive hard under braking as he wiggles going into corner 8?
JR get in there about a car length farther than what he really wanted to, and you can see the car move under braking. But you know what? These cars are good cars, and that young fellow's going to put the heat on the veteran here right shortly.
We would like to thank today's sponsor, Canadian Shield Anti-Crime Response Corporation. Formed in 2005, Canadian Shield provides the highest standards in investigative, threat assessment, and security services for both private and corporate clients. Good luck at Mark Dilley in the Dodge number 9.
This is one of the most technical corners right here. Actually has 2 apexes, an entrance and an exit. If you miss that corner, there's a whole pile of tires over there that'll find you.
Got about 3 car lanes behind you.
Well, there's a good look at Don Thompson Jr. once again at the front of the field as he's been since the drop of the green. Now, Billy, a road course compared to ovals, what we normally see in the Super Series, how important is it to protect your equipment?
Well, here in the road course, you're shifting upwards of 30 times a lap, so the transmission becomes paramount in saving it. Make sure that you use the clutch going up and just nice feather the throttle. You see a heel and toe, see that? Just nice, easy, bang, bang. You match the RPMs of the transmission, got it in gear, no grinding, nice and easy on it. Now, here we go up the straightaway. Watch this. This will be a good show. See, clutch, there we go. So typically, clutch it going up, match the RPMs coming down because you got to use the brake. Awesome shot. Oh, we got a pass there. That's Lapsevich getting passed by Steckley.
And Steckley going around the long way as he heads up to corner number 8. He'll have that spot as they get into the braking zone. Lapsevich will slide in behind him. And that is a battle for 8th spot on the track as they trail Mark Dilley in the Dodge number 9. There's a good look at that battle between Beauchamp and Dilley, Steckley, Lapsevich, and Lapsevich as they streak through as they head down the front straightaway here at Mosport International Raceway and on down to turn 1. And turn 1, a pretty tricky corner too. It's pretty flat out with that wall on the inside, a little intimidating.
Well, it kind of cuts off your eyesight heading up to turn 2A there. But what's more important is this corner right here. Off camber, you got the apex entrance going in. You got to go to the outside apex to come around so that you can line up for this corner here. Very technical, and if you miss that corner, that's the one I'm talking about. It has a tire barrier that eats race cars. We look up front, Don Thompson still showing signs of smoke, getting into turn 5.
And J.R. Fitzpatrick now under pressure by the 0-2 of Kerry Mix with a new sponsor on board this week. Trailers by Jim Bray, and Mix is going to go by on the inside, and you can see a hand in the window. J.R. Fitzpatrick saying, go ahead.
I'll tell you what, this young fella shows a lot of poise. It's too early to be racing with Kerry Mix. Lets him go by, going to sit back and watch the show. Good job, JR.
Todd's in the pits. Ron Van Ness with trouble.
Trouble's early for the number 11 of Ron Van Ness. Crew going over the wall to change 2 right side tires, and it'll be an early stop and an early setback for Ron Van Ness.
Well, it's not all bad because here at the road course, running well over a minute on a lap, you will not go a lap down, and Van Ness is just putting in seat time, keeping his points alive.
Kerry Mix sliding it through the corners, now under pressure again by the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick, appointed him by just a lap ago. Now Fitzpatrick back on the back door of that trailers by Jim Bray. 02 of Kerry Mix. Mix in second, trailing the leader, Don Thompson Jr. And a good look now at the 63 of Lane Vanditelli, racing with Jason Hathaway and Chad McGlynn. That's back for 20th spot. Hathaway had to start way back in the field, but looking up on the snap-on dodge.
Well, just let's give a shout out to the young man. Rookie here in the series, just had his first child with wife Kim. Congratulations, Jason.
Well, Jason Hathaway, newcomer of sorts to the Super Series. He hooked up with Ed Hackinson Racing over the winter. Crew chief Dwayne Swinkles and car chief Rainer Zentner built Jason a brand new Snap-on Tools Dodge Charger. The shop at EHR is expanded to include new engine room as well. Team also built and prepared some new Monte Carlos for rookie racer Jessica Sear from British Columbia. There she is now in the 2.
That's the 67 she's racing with. That's David Thorndike. He's a road racer trying out CASCAR. That's an ex-Billy-Innes car.
And Ron Van Ness off the paces. Don Thompson Jr. whistles by him round the outside. Thompson, your leader, and there's smoke from the back of the Star Van Systems 11 as Van Ness will tuck it to the inside, let the leaders go around. Looks like Van Ness is heading pit side.
Another take a look. Peter Gibbons coming off the corner. There's Ron Beauchamp Jr. That's the first race for a brand new car out of the south from Billy Hess's shop.
Not a lot of laps under his belt, but it should be a quick one once he gets it figured out. But more trouble in the pits now. Brian Cathcart wheels it down pit lane.
Brian Cathcart forced to make an early stop along pit road. This team had troubles during qualifying yesterday as well. They had a problem with the clutch. This one, though, under the hood, they've diagnosed it as a bad plug wire. I think they might have the problem corrected. Dave Dodaro working under the hood. The airbox going back on now. Brian Cathcart on his way back out.
Oh, Brian's struggling here today at Mosport. You know what? He parked his own Dodges to drive that Chevrolet, and he bought a hockey team.
Well, we'll be back with more from Mosport International Raceway. Welcome back to round number 2 of the CASCAR Super Series. Clarington 200 presented by Canadian Shield. There's the number 9 Dodge of Mark Dealey on pit road. Billy, they're looking underneath. It's not a simple flat, is it?
Well, I'm just not sure what's going on. Obviously, the car's not handling to Dealey's liking, so they're looking to see if there's anything broke, the sway bar undone. I'm not quite sure what they're looking for, but he's definitely not running the way we usually see him run here at the road course.
Well, Mark Dealey will try and figure it out as he tanks back onto the tail end of this field. There is your leader, Don Thompson Jr. in the Home Hardware Chevy, now being followed by Kerry Mix in the 02 and the 84 J.R. Fitzpatrick with 44 laps to go now.
Well, Thompson's got it all his own way up as Mix and Fitzpatrick just settle in to watch the show. A lot of racing going on back here. Look at this action.
This is a huge battle for 10th spot. The lap car of Brian Cathcart will pull to the outside. Dave Whitlock go around him. He'll drag along the 19 of Brad Graham in the Logos Dodge. And there's Kenny Abul in the 75. And Kenny racing for Variety Village. He's visited the kids, and the charity is a big portion of his racing program this year.
Oh, we also seen the Mark Miller car in there. That's the old Scooby-Doo. That's DJ Kennington's old road course car. It's won here before.
Now on board with Kenny Habul, a veteran road race driver, and he'll dive in for a pass in corner number 3, and they touch.
Oh, that was a bold move up the inside. It's called a braking spot. He outbraked him in there. Didn't hit anything. Forced the move, and here he's going after Whitlock. Go get him, Kenny.
Kenny grabs the gear, goes over the hill in corner 4 and looks up to corner number 5, and he's going to try and take Whitlock as well. A wiggle going up to into Moss corner, and Kenny's going to take the spot.
Well, he brings the 19 car Logos Auto Parts of Brad Graham with him. Mark Miller's trying to take advantage as well.
And Mark Miller, a veteran of the road course racing himself, as we head up the Andretti Straight. Let's take a listen to this.
There's high gear, lots RPM, he's in the draft. He should be able to pull right up on Whitlock as we head up the top of the hill.
Well, you can tell Brad Graham not really comfortable with some of the road course racing, not tucked in behind the 75 in the draft, but here comes Miller into the braking zone in corner number 8. He's going to get a spot underneath Whitlock.
Well, you see that thing wiggle under braking? He had a whole handful of steering wheel trying to keep that car out of Dave Whitlock.
And this is a pass for the lead. Kerry Mix and J.R. Fitzpatrick going around the 4 of Don Thompson Jr. So Mix, your new leader, but Thompson had that big lead vanish. Is something going away?
Well, let's listen to the car there. He's in third gear, heading over here to turn 3. Doesn't appear to be missing or making any funny noises, but obviously Thompson's off the pace.
Not as strong as he was early in this race, as both Mix and his teammate J.R. Fitzpatrick have gone around, and those two are now boom with a big off. In corner number 2, it looks like.
That's the corner I've been talking about the whole broadcast. If you miss the apex going into that corner, you're going to get caught by the tire wall, and there it is, and Habul paid the price.
Well, you can see some back-end body damage to the rear end of that Variety Village number 75 as Habul makes his way back on course. Now let's go on board with the Mopar replay.
Well, up over the hill. Oh, the thing just snaps around. Probably too much rear brake. Around the thing goes and into the tire wall backwards. Not a real hard hit, so it's all cosmetic. Habul will be able to continue.
Well, Kenny Habul tried to grab some gear, thought he may be able to save it. He could not. Made a trip into the tire wall. There's your leader in the 02 of Kerry Mix, followed closely by the 84 J.R. Fitzpatrick. And Don Thompson Jr. not letting him go. He's making a stop in the pits here early on, just 42 laps to go. And Don Thompson Jr. in the pits with what could be motor troubles.
Well, Dave, we pointed out earlier that car was smoking going into turn 5. Could have a problem underneath the hood. Don Thompson Jr. going to bring that car into the Sandy Hamilton crew to have a look around. They've got a minute and a half to have a diagnostic on this car.
Let's go down with Todd.
Don Thompson Jr., the 5-time Super Series champion, along pit road. Sandy Hamilton and crew going to work. They're moving to change left side tires and also have a problem under the hood. This is really going to shake things up both here into the race and, of course, fellas, in the point standings.
You saw him dive in there. They're working on what looks to be the right bank. Checking spark plugs, Billy?
Oh, that was Sandy Hamilton doing the rocker covers, tightening down the bolts. Probably back to what we said, it's an oil leak, and he was making sure that the gaskets were tight.
On board again with J.R. Fitzpatrick in the Milwaukee Monte Carlo, as Fitzpatrick now starts to work lap traffic with your leader, Kerry Mix, and Mix to the inside of John Sumaris. And Marv Wilder, as Mix will have to go inside to outside corner into corner number 8. Still Don Thompson Jr. in pit lane, and will he go a lap down?
Well, J.R. Fitzpatrick showing some real patience in lap traffic there, letting Mixie bulldoze through there and opening the doors, following him through. Now he's putting the heat back on him as they come onto the front stretch.
Boy, Don Thompson Jr. has to hurry if he wants to get out on the lead lap. Doesn't look like he's going to do it. Kerry Mix and J.R. Fitzpatrick whiz by. And so Don Thompson Jr., reigning champion in the CASCAR Super Series, goes a lap down here in the Clarington 200 presented by Canadian Shield.
Oh, I love this sound. Watch this. Listen to this. Oh, we lost it too early. It was just a real good sound of JR going through the gears. He was putting the heat on that 02 of Kerry Mix. He's still putting the heat on him as they head for turn 5.
Well, the youngster of Fitzpatrick isn't letting Mix go by any means. And Mix, in that road course car that he won the most in Indy with last year, seems to have a pretty good handle on this field. But J.R. Fitzpatrick right with him. Quite a shoe that young guy is.
Well, Kerry Mix is really enjoying road course racing. Mike McCall built him a brand new car last year, and he won with it at Indy. He's really enjoying this car.
Good look at Peter Gibbons in the Canadian Tire Monte Carlo as he leads the Castrol Dodge of DJ Kennington as we hop on board with him down the Andretti straightaway. And Kennington goes up through the gears in the chase of the 1 car.
Now we're watching DJ at work in the office there. Up over the hill, he's in high gear, wide open throttle. Take a look at this. He's pumping the brakes up to make sure at 150 mile an hour at the top of the hill that he has some. Oh, Habul again into the tires. This time it's serious.
Yeah, this is a heavy look by Kenny Habul twice in just a handful of laps here at Mosport International Raceway. Turn 4, another tricky corner is that Hot Wheels Monte Carlo. Now with some pretty serious rear end damage. That rear clip is dragging down on the ground.
Well, let's have the onboard here. We're heading for turn 4. This is wide open over the hill. Oh, he missed the apex by a ton going in, around backwards. That's like 100 mile an hour into the fence backwards. That bent that car up serious.
And Billy, once you get out there in that loose stuff, really no hope of saving it, is it?
Oh, look at this. The kid's still putting the heat on the Vector.
Well, while the heat is on the leader by J.R. Fitzpatrick, his teammates in the pits.
Don Thompson Jr. back along pit road for a second time. Sandy Hamilton, the rest of the crew going underneath the hood yet again. They think it might be a problem with one of the seals. They're frantically trying to diagnose one of the difficulties that's got this Home Hardware Chevy off song. Don Thompson Jr., all he can do now is sit and wait and hope that the problem is quickly corrected.
Well, it's very unusual for that team to have any mechanical problems. Oh, look at this. Mixie trapped in behind a lap car. Fitzpatrick going to the outside. Can he get the job done? There he is in the exit. Apex. Oh, 3 wide. He's going to get it.
And J.R. Fitzpatrick alongside Kerry Mix, and Fitzpatrick is going to take the lead through corner number 2. A brand new leader. It's that Milwaukee Tools Monte Carlo. J.R. Fitzpatrick through to the point. Kerry Mix caught in that lap traffic, and that's going to cost you every time.
Oh, Kerry Mix bounced that car off the curbs trying to get back by the kid. He's all over him as we head back into turn 5.
Well, they're still trying to figure what's up with the 4 car in the pits is Todd.
Sandy, a long stop for the Home Hardware Chevy. What did you find out to be the problem?
We had a rocker cover gasket get sucked in on the right-hand side. It was spraying oil all over our headers in the left-hander. So we think we got it fixed, and I guess we'll just have to make do with what we're going to get today. It's not going to be good.
Still some points to be had out there.
Well, what he's talking about is these are dry sump motors with an external oil pump, and they suck the oil out of the motor and draw a vacuum to make more horsepower.
And that's Kerry Mix drawn up on the back end of your leader, the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick. We'll be back with more. Looking at the Leland Industries rundown, J.R. Fitzpatrick still leads Kerry Mix, and here's your battle for 3rd position, the one of Peter Gibbons in the 60, Mopar Dodge of Ron Beauchamp Jr. 33 laps to go now in the Clarington 200 presented by Canadian Shield on board with Beauchamp.
Well, this is a real good look at Ronnie sitting in the office. Down there into turn 3, that's horsepower battle right there. Ron Sr. against Peter Gibbons' own.
And there's DJ Kennington in the Casserole Dodge now into the pits. They got a standout. This is not a scheduled stop.
That's Shane heading underneath the car. Probably a transmission linkage problem by where he's going underneath the race car there. They're not in a big panic land here. There's no tires coming out. That's Damon Dynamite Sharp without a helmet on. He'll be asked to get back over the wall. You got to have that helmet on for safety.
Definitely. It's a big no-no in CASCAR Super Series. Here's the 0-2 of Kerry Mix as he'll drop down pit lane from his 2nd spot, so he'll relinquish the number 2 position for his scheduled stop in the 0-2. Trailers by Jim Bray Ford. Here's Todd in the pits.
Kerry Mix surrenders 2nd place on the racetrack to make his scheduled stop. It's so far a smooth-looking stop by the crew of the 0-2 car. Left side tires, fuel going in that should be enough fuel to take him the rest of the race difference. Now a little bit of a struggle with the right rear tire, but still under green. Not a big, long problem for the moment for the 0-2 Ford Taurus of Kerry Mix.
Oh, the Apex Racewear guys having a little struggle in the right rear. That's Razor. He's the crew chief in that car and does a whale of a job.
Got a 4-way battle for 2nd spot led by Peter Gibbons, Beauchamp, Jeff Lapsevich, and Scott Steckley all involved there. And a number of different lines coming through corner number 4.
Take a look at this. There's the road racer. He's sneaking to the inside, taking a peek. Well, he won't get it done this time. Here, watch this. Apex out in the outside, come across the bottom, and horsepower, baby, up the backstretch, led by Peter Gibbons.
Billy, you've been here before in these CASCAR Super Series cars. How difficult is it for a new guy to learn those road racing lines?
Well, that's just the problem is you got to make big sweeping arcs into the corners, and us old guys, we want to go across the bottom. It'll work for a short period of time, but it's hard on tires, and it's much easier to use the proper line and get into a rhythm.
After that unscheduled stop, DJ Kennington in the Casserole Dodge now a lap down to your leader, the Milwaukee Tools 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick. This is your battle for 2nd, and Scott Steckley has gotten around the 23 of Lapsevich.
Oh, Lapsevich threw a little dirt out there on the exit, but this is a great battle. Parity in CASCAR, Chevrolet, Dodge, Chevrolet, and all equal cars here today.
And Scott Steckley, the man on the move, as he gets around the 23 of Lapsevich, now up into 4th place. Now let's go to the pits with Todd.
Brad Graham and the Locals Auto Parts Challenger Motor Freight Dodge along pit road again. This is a scheduled stop. It'll be a 4-tire change for Brad Graham. Smooth looking stop so far. The left side tires done very quickly. Crew moving back around to make their way over to the right side tires, and again enough fuel to go the distance.
Oh, a little miscue there. The fuel guy tried to run over the jack man. But let's talk about tires for a minute. Usually the worst wear tire here is on the left side because most turns to the right. But putting on 4 puts you in good shape for the end of the race as we go on board with road race ace Lapsevich.
Are you going to see guys gamble and take 2 sometimes?
Absolutely. I would take 2 left sides and roll the dice.
Good battle for second once again. Gibbons, Beauchamp, and your leader is in the pits. J.R. Fitzpatrick down pit lane for the first time. This is a scheduled stop, and Todd standing by.
J.R. Fitzpatrick surrenders the lead and makes his scheduled pit stop. It'll be 2 left side tires and fuel for the first-time pole sitter.
Well, here they come around. It's going to be 4, Todd, not just 2. They're bringing the Jack around to the other side of the cart. No, it's only going to be 2 as you called. There we go. There's my gamble paid off right there. The kid took 2 only. Steckley's in. He's putting on left side tires.
And it looks like Scott Steckley is going to make a 4-tire stop awfully close to the wall there. That may affect the Jackman, but relinquishing his top 10 position, the 88 of Robin Buck is in the pits.
Used to seeing Dave Jacobs in that 88 car for Lou's Barbecue, but it's Robin Buck, the road course specialist, who has been called into duty for this race and probably will be in the seat for a few more road courses as well. Robin Buck was to run his own car in this race, but had an engine problem yesterday. Dave Jacobs took the opportunity to put him in at the number 88.
And that was a good look at your new leader, the 1 of Peter Gibbons, as he ducks down pit lane, relinquishes the lead to this Mopar Dodge of Ron Beauchamp Jr. and Lapsevich is tucking in behind him as those two head down. Pit lane speed limit in full effect here, so this is going to hurt as you watch those guys whiz by down the front stretch.
Well, Dave, it won't hurt near as bad as you think. Even though it's green flag pit stops, 1.5 lap times here, they've got lots of time to put fuel and tires on these race cars. Let's go to Todd Lewis and watch the stop.
Fellas, a case of monkey see, monkey do down here. Pete Gibbons and the Canadian Tire team saw that J.R. Fitzpatrick only took 2 left side tires. That's exactly what they'll be doing.
Oh, what a pit stop by the Peter Gibbons #1 Canadian Tire team. In and out in just record time.
Well, he came in at the same time as the 23 team and left him in the dust on pit lane. There's a good look at the Canadian Shield Dodge Charger of Derek Lynch as he makes his regularly scheduled pit stop. This is a battle for 8th. The O2 is in it, and Scott Steckley wants it. Steckley running 9th as we get a good look at your leader, Ron Beauchamp Jr. in that Mopar Dodge.
Ronnie Beauchamp has yet to make his pit stop as this cycles through. We'll probably bend up right back to Kerry Mix and those regular cats at the front. But we got to watch it cycle through. And here he comes. Beauchamp is in pit lane.
Beauchamp down pit lane to make his stop, and again, we mentioned it a little bit earlier, the pit stop's now starting to cycle through. The 25 of Jim Lapsevich is your new leader, but he is yet to make his scheduled stop. So Ron Beauchamp Jr. making that long trek down pit lane. Here's Todd.
Ron Beauchamp Jr. slows from 35 miles per hour to the stop in front of his pit stall. Crew goes to work to change left side tires on the Mopar Dodge, bearing the Mobil 1 colors this weekend. A smooth stop so far with the tires, waiting a little bit on fuel, little trouble getting the air gun back, don't want him to run over it, and he's away.
Oh, a fairly slow stop for the Oh, we got one in the tire barrier.
It's J.R. Fitzpatrick in the Milwaukee Tools Monte Carlo. That's corner number 8 at the end of the Andretti straightaway. So J.R. Fitzpatrick, who had a great run going here at the Clarington 200 presented by Canadian Shield, with a little bit of body damage as we'll take another look at it.
Wow, J.R. Fitzpatrick gets out on the outside of the apex trying to turn in. The other car didn't see him there, and he was in no man's land by then.
The brakes don't work all that good in the grass, and in the pits now, Jim Lapsevich.
Now you heard the conversation between driver and crew chief, 4-2. The driver called it, left sides only.
Well, the Fast Line Motorsports crew waiting in the 25 pit, and they will go to work on the left side.
Well, the jack's up, air wrench is going, off comes the nuts. 5 on and 5 off, as they say. Oh, Marv Waller has had a big off.
The Longbow Transport Taurus in corner number 3 into the tire wall. You can see where he has gone in. So it looks like the Wheeling safety crew there to take a look at him. We'll get another look at it in the Mopar replay.
A crash very similar to J.R. Fitzpatrick's. He got out in the outside grass on the apex of turn 3, couldn't get the car to turn. Once it's in the grass, she's all over.
So Walder works to get himself free from that Longbow Transport Ford Taurus. We are under caution here at Mosport International Raceway. Dave Whitlock, your leader in the Clarington 200.
Welcome back to the Clarington 200, round number 2 of the CASCAR Super Series. Our leader on pit road during this full course caution period, it's Dave Whitlock in the NTN Bearings Dodge. The crew thinking of doing 4 tires. They are under caution. They'll change the left side tires, make sure they get them full of fuel, and yes, they are going to make it a 4-tire change to take advantage of the yellow. Dave Whitlock, one of the few cars that hadn't made a pit stop before that caution flew.
Well, Dave Whitlock with a very calm and cool pit stop. Mark Dilley's in. He's a few laps down, and there you see Thompson leaving. He's 5 laps down. There's the Napa car of Dougie Brown. He's having a very just easy outing here at Mosport. He's not a road course specialist, just keeping his points alive.
Jason Hathaway also making a pit stop right behind teammate Jessica Sear, and Sear is out with a broken axle, and the Milwaukee Tools crew goes to work on the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick as they look to repair some of that nose damage suffered in a turn 8 crash a couple laps ago.
And there's our leader, Peter Gibbons. A great pit stop got him out in front as this cycles through. Peter's an awesome road racer here at Mosport.
And Gibbons racing with a heavy heart. His mother passed away, so our thoughts are with the Gibbons family. Marv Wilder on the hook as the Wheel and Engineering Safety Team cleans up that wreckage. We'll be back with more from Mosport International Raceway with Peter Gibbons, your leader. Peter Gibbons in the #1 Canadian Tire Chevy leads the field behind the Dodge Charger Daytona RT Pace cars. We go to green for the first restart of the day.
Well, Mixie jumped to start huge. He was already on the inside on going into turn 9. He goes down the front stretch way before the green flies. He's got the lead. Will CASCAR let it stand?
Well, Brad Graham was on the tail end of the lead lap, restarting in front of the leaders. Now he is officially a lap down with Kerry Mix, your new leader. There is the #1 of Peter Gibbons, and Jeff Lapsevich slots into third.
Down through turn 2, heading for turn 3. Mixie's got like 7 car lengths on Peter Gibbons.
19 to go here in the Clarington 200. The pass for second. It's Lapsevich underneath the 1 on Peter Gibbons. Beauchamp is right there as well as Steckley, and this is a dogfight at the front of the field.
Well, Kerry Mix, he's going to have his hands full here as the road racer Lapsevich starts to chase him down, heading for Moss Corner.
So your leader is Mix, Lapsevich, and Gibbons through Moss Corner as they head down the Andretti straightaway. The Canadian Shield Dodge of Derek Lynch gets shoved out of the way, and Don Thompson Jr. way back in the field.
Well, very disappointing for Don Thompson. This car never breaks down, so he'll be just fit to be tied inside that race car. Gibbons to the outside, using that Gibbons horsepower down the backstretch to retake second position from Lapsevich.
And Lapsevich has been saying he's got a pretty soft motor, but he comes back on the inside and shoulder charges the 1 of Peter Gibbons as they head through turn number 9. And Gibbons right on the back bumper, the 23. You saw it flash of dirt. That's the 8 of Mark Miller in big-time trouble.
Wow, he's shorting old Scooby-Doo up on the backside real bad coming up over the hill.
A heavy lick. Let's go on board with the Mopar replay.
Whoa, something happens. Either he locks a brake up or breaks an axle or something. That car just totally out of control. Mark Miller just a passenger on this one.
You saw Miller brace for the impact there as he wheels it down pit lane. And a pretty disappointing end to an otherwise good day for the Carhartt Dodge team. He was having a good run.
Yeah, very good. He's getting used to these CASCAR race cars. We look up front. Mixie stretched out the 5 or 6 lengths on Lapsevich as they head down the backstretch.
And this all battled for position as Kerry Mix leads Peter Gibbons. Jeff Lapsevich now on board with Ron Beauchamp Jr.
Sitting in Ronnie's office there, he pulls high gear and puts that big Mopar horsepower to use, chasing down Kerry Mix. Oh, there's a black flag. We're getting reports that is for Ron Beauchamp Jr. for passing the #1 car under caution.
And you can look at them fighting with CASCAR officials. Apparently the black flag for passing Gibbons under caution. Beauchamp knows that you pass under caution. If you let the driver go, you should be okay. In this case, not so much.
Well, this could be one for the record books. We watched Kerry Mix totally jump the restart. Hey, there comes Peter Gibbons back down the inside of Lapsevich heading for turn 1.
And Lapsevich slams the door coming into corner number 1. He'll take away that preferred line. Gibbons rightfully backs out of it, and he'll save that car to race till the end. But still your leader, the 0-2 Ford of Kerry Mix, and the trailers by Jim Bray. Sponsorship picked up just this weekend.
Take a look back there. The Ford. There's the Buckster with the Ford all the way from the back to 6th.
Robin Buck making his move. Todd's in the pits with a disappointed Mark Miller.
Mark Miller back behind the wall. Pretty nasty damage to the back of the car. What happened out there?
Yeah, it doesn't look too pretty. I feel bad for the guys. We had a axle break going into 8, and I really got a good run on both Lynch and Graham. Graham looked like he had a little bit of trouble, and we got him. Pulled Lynch down the straightaway, and car going under braking just broke and chattered, and man, it was tough to save.
Pretty wild ride. Tough to see out.
Thanks a lot, Todd.
Tough break for the only American in the field, Mark Miller.
Yeah, disappointment written all over his face as Roland Buck takes a look underneath the 60 car. Beauchamp now on board with Lapsevich as we head down the Andretti straightaway. In second behind Mix, and Mix has got a pretty comfortable lead at the front of this one.
And here comes that Gibbon horsepower to the outside. He pulled out of the draft. He will take second position as we head over the hill.
Once again, that black flag being displayed for Ron Beauchamp Jr. Gibbons goes into second. Beauchamp tucked in back there, but he will have to make a stop. Lapsevich still holding down third, and this all going on behind your leader. And look at Beauchamp get out in the grass. He's got more trouble than just a black flag.
Well, as he comes through the corner there, Buck was making a move underneath him, and they clipped each other. Just a racing incident, and Beauchamp paid the price.
Well, Beauchamp refiring that Mopar, and now it looks as though he's stuck maybe in the gravel trap. So heartbreak for the 60 team of that brand new road course car. Let's take another look at it with the Mopar replay.
Well, there you see Buck on the inside. He's trying to squeeze between the 4 and the 60, and Ron Beauchamp happened to be in the wrong place at the right time.
Don Thompson Jr. not used to being a lap car, but this is going to give us our second full course caution here on the day with Brad Graham in the pits.
Well, obviously some serious problems with the 19 car as they're looking everywhere for a solution to get that car hauling the mail.
Gary Mix leads the field towards the end of this race in Mosport. Looking at the green flag and restart number 2 of the Clarington 200 presented by Canadian Shield with 11 laps to go on the Castrol rundown.
Well, speaking of Castrol, when we see that pace car, it's being driven by Motorsports Hall of Famer Craig Hill.
So a good look at this huge field. Most cars still running here on the road course at Mosport International Raceway. You saw Scott Steckley trying to get around the lapped car of Don Thompson Jr. That's one of the big stories here. Who was your points leader coming into this race? Don Thompson Jr. with trouble under the hood. He's now 5 laps down. Oh, and there's J.R. Fitzpatrick underneath the Canadian Shield Dodge of Derek Lynch. That's a battle for 7th spot. J.R. Fitzpatrick now takes that.
Now you got to make a call out to Derek Lynch. That's an oval car made over to be a road course car. So for Derek Lynch to be all that far up into the running order with a road course car / oval car, he's doing a great job.
Well, Lynch has had some pretty good runs on road courses. He's surprised a number of people as we go on board with Lapsevich down the Andretti straight.
Well, you can take a look at Lapsevich horsepower here. He's in the draft, and you see those guys still pulling. But here's the Buckster to the outside in Jacobs' car.
Robin Buck to the outside and a clean pass before even reaching the corner. Robin Buck into 3rd spot all the way from 31st starting spot on this field. Lapsevich takes a look, but Buck slams the door. These are 2 road racing veterans going hard at it.
Oh, these guys have raced against each other for many, many years in many different forms of road race cars.
You can see Scott Steckley rounding out the top 5, but Buck driving a car normally driven by Dave Jacobs on the ovals. We mentioned earlier, Buck is going to run a number of the road course races. So let's go down to the pits Tots with Dave Jacobs.
Dave Jacobs, we're used to seeing you in the driver's uniform, but you decided to step out of the car today. How difficult was that?
It was very difficult. I wasn't feeling that great today, and as a car owner, I need to get our Lou's name and the CPS Flooring name up front. And Robin Buck was here. He had problems with his car. He's one of the top road racers in Canada, so had an opportunity to get him in the car, so we did.
Will he run more events for you?
There could be. If this works out well here today, we maybe put him in the road race for the rest of the year.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks.
Well, being an owner driver, that's so hard to give up your seat But he mentioned the sponsor thing. Sponsors pay the bills. Getting that car up front and getting maximum exposure will help pay the bills.
3 more road races coming up with the CASCAR Super Series schedule. Edmonton, Montreal, and 3 Rivers. And so that may play a part. Buck takes a look underneath the one of Peter Gibbons, and they touch hard.
No,
going
he's in
corner 8.
real hard. Gibbs going to pay the price. They're both going to end up in the kitty litter. Hey, Gibbons is keeping it rolling.
You got to keep it rolling once you get in that gravel trap, or else you'll get stuck, as we saw Rowan Beauchamp Jr. get stuck earlier on. But Buck facing the wrong way, and he is a sitting duck and now buried up to the frame.
Wow, he'll go laps down now. We're under caution. He'll have to wait for the tow truck to come and get him. Maybe we jinxed him calling it, but you know what? Very uncharacteristic of Robin Buck to make such an error.
Third full course caution of the day. The Wheel and Engineering safety crew out to retrieve the 88 car of Robin Buck. We're under caution. Kerry Mix is your leader from Mosport. Just a few laps remain here in Mosport as we get set to go green for the third restart of the day. Mix leads with Jeff Lapsevich in tow, and a tip of the hat to Miles Brent. Many improvements going on here at Mosport to attract a bush race.
Well, this is a fine facility. They're in competition with Montreal to attract that race. NASCAR has been looking at them both, and you know what? This would be my pick. Look at the racing we've seen today.
3 laps to go. Kerry Mix, Lapsevich, and Scott Steckley are your top 3. But hey, how about Dave Whitlock in 4th? He's come back.
Oh, there's a pass. Jim Lapsevich down the inside of DJ Kennington at 17. He's slipping and sliding, trying to get to the top 5. That is for 6th spot, actually.
And Jason Hathaway, the rookie in that snap-on Dodge, lurking in the top 10 as well. He started well deep in the field, and almost a battle for the lead as Lapsevich dives it in a little bit harder than the 0-2 of Kerry Mix as they head through Moss Corner down the Andretti straightaway. But look at Mix pull him.
Wow, that's all horsepower. Kerry Mix got that Ford haul in the mail down the backstretch. We know Lapsevich has been complaining about horsepower. If they get in the draft, they may be able to shun him back another spot.
So Lapsevich once again now with a battle on his hands, and it's a 22 of Scott Steckley going around the outside. Steckley with Beauchamp power under the hood, but Lapsevich drives it in hard.
Yeah, you knew that was going to happen. Lapsevich, the road racer, knew he was in the kitty spot there. Nice and sweet, hard in the brakes. Beat Steckley down on in. Steckley's going to have to really get the draft. Close the door before they get to the top of the hill, because now we're down to the short stroke, folks.
Well, 2 cars racing side by side down the big back straightaway has opened up a lead at the front of the field as Peter Gibbons takes a look underneath the 3 of Jason Hathaway, while the 1 car running solidly in 9th after that problem with Robin Buck.
Well, it's amazing. You look in the top 10, J.R. Fitzpatrick in the tire wall. He's back up to 5th. Dave Whitlock's running 4th. He's having a great race here, but they're all chasing that man, Kerry Mix.
And DJ Kennington also has had troubles, and here comes Lapsevich taking a look underneath the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick. Jim Lapsevich now may get the pass done as they make their way down to corner number 4.
Well, he made him muscle his way on through there. They're hurting. He's on 4 tires. Don't forget, we talked about 2 versus 4. And hey, look at this break and move into turn 5. DJ Kennington, he muscles himself up a spot.
Well, with all the troubles that Castrol Dodge team has had all day long, DJ Kennington has now worked his way back up through this field and now sitting just outside the top 5, looking for a good solid points finish in this Clarington 200 at Mosport International Raceway. Battle at the front.
We talked about it earlier. He's got to get out the outside, and he's got to close the door now so that Lapsevich can't come back. There they are. He doesn't get the door closed. Lapsevich is inside.
And Steckley will have the inside for quarter number 9, so Steckley will take over 2nd spot as we work our way to the white flag here in the Clarington 200 presented by Canadian Shield.
Boy, what a start to a season for young Steckley. Switches to Dodge. He loves that Dodge horsepower. Just take a look at it. These 2 are still going at it. We're on the last lap. This is for all the money.
Back and forth between Scott Steckley and Jeff Lapsevich. 4nd, your leader is starting to check out. Kerry Mix in the 0-2 is almost into your screen. There he is right there. You got a good look at it, but this battle for 2nd, even stretching a lead over the 4th place car of Whitlock, and Whitlock gets passed by another Lapsevich. That's Jim.
Well, Jimmy's in an old car, but I'll tell you what, he's getting everything out of that car today. There we go. Steckley's got to have in his mind. He's got that Beauchamp horsepower underneath the hood, and we're heading for the backstretch. He knows he can make that move one more time.
Nothing behind you, Scott. You hit your marks through here, and you got him on the backstretch.
Exactly what I just said. That was the spotter telling Scotty Steckley, hit your marks, don't get excited, use the draft, use that big Beauchamp horsepower. Let's watch it happen. Here we go, down the backstretch. He's in the draft. He'll be pulling high gear right about here. And there he's pulling out, driving by. Hey, he's got to get the door closed, though.
And he may have it closed with Lapsevich to the inside through corner 8, and they touch side by side, door handle to door handle. They're rubbing through 9 as well.
Well, he muscled his way through. Lapsevich just banged his way through there. Steckley's going to have to come back now, but he's too far back. It's going to be Mix, Lapsevich, and Steckley.
And that's how it'll finish at the line. Kerry Mix takes his first win of the 2006 CASCAR Super Series. Celebration in the O2 pit as Kerry Mix wins it, followed by Lapsevich and Steckley. We'll be back. Kerry Mix lights the tires up as he takes the win here at Mosport. It was young Fitzpatrick who grabbed the pole, but the old wily one, Thompson, stole the show early on, leading the 31-car field. Thompson's reign of terror at Mosport was waved on as engine woes put his home hardware machine 5 laps down. Kerry Mix then took charge while Dilly's Dodge's handling went away. Australia's Habul fell out of love with Mosport quickly. The wheel and safety team was busy repairing all while Mix decided to make a daring move on the restart, which gave him the lead for good. Beauchamp got penalized late while the number 8 Dodge of Miller broke hard in 8th. The battle for podium positions went into high gear. Buck lost out. Yet Lapsevich and Steckley fought a tough fight for the second place spot. In the end, it was all Kerry Mix as he took the checkered flag for the first time here at Mosport. For the 17th time in his career, Kerry Mix drives into the Canadian Shield winner's circle. He's standing by with Todd.
What a terrific effort for Kerry Mix and team. You knew this car was good on the road courses. It was pretty fast last year on the streets of Toronto and back here in Victory Lane at Mosport.
Well, you know, we were trying to conquer this one for a long time. You know, we finished second here a long time ago on a third, but never had a win. So, you know, hey, we're here and we're looking for a sponsor, and hopefully this can make it happen.
Key was the restart late, wasn't it?
Yeah, on these restarts, it was a little bit tricky, you know. There's no doubt I was playing a little bit of game there, but hey, got me the win, so that's what you got to do.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
As they say, all's fair in love and war, and Kerry won the war.
Look at the final rundown for the top 10. Good runs go to Jason Hathaway and Doug Brown. Doug Brown finishing a top 10 here at Mosport. Second place, Jeff Lapsevich, and he's down with Todd.
Jeff, I know you weren't very happy with the car when we spoke earlier this morning. It was much better during the race.
The chassis was a whole lot better. It's still, you know, it wasn't where it was a couple years ago here, but our big problem was the motor. It just, you know, it's like going to the go-kart races and getting the bad cart. It just, it wouldn't go up the back, and I think that's pretty clear how many times guys drove around me and I had to pass them back. It just, you know, the guys did a great job, and I'm really happy for MC and Tim Hortons, but I really wanted to win this one for my dad. But, you know, we'll come back and we'll see if we can get one done later on.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, big change at the top of the Castro point standings after 2 events of the CASCAR Super Series, Billy. Kerry Mix on top. Scott Steckley still holding down second.
Well, it's still good to see Dougie Brown hanging tough there in the top 5. And you know what? This is going to be a very good season.
Scott Steckley, second place in points, third place on the track here today for Mosport. Kerry Mix, the big winner. The Clarington 200 is brought to you by Castrol GTX, maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. By CarQuest Auto Parts, proudly serving a world in motion. Next race is next weekend, the Mopar 300 at Barrie Speedway. For Billy Rouse Jr., Todd Lewis, and our entire crew, I'm Dave Bradley. So long from Mosport.